watching Steph Cook.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17th curb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys been wanting to see Miss Smallwood for the longest, especially since they made the playoffs. She's definitely back representing her New York Giants. We definitely going to talk about this, you know what I mean, this finale that we got coming up, postseason expectations. And, you know, and before we get into it, I want to say happy birthday to my guy, Spot City Chop. I know you watching, man. Happy birthday, bro. Have a good day. And, you know, the merch shop for the Hurt season merchandise and all of that stuff, it is back online, so make sure you tap in, get all of that good stuff. Let's get into it. How you doing, Miss Smallwood?
Hi. How are you?
I can't complain. So listen, y'all made it. You know what I mean? Y'all made the playoffs. was it stressful?
Fabulous.
Go ahead.
I'm feeling fabulous. Look,
As
it's a great start to the new year.
Right. Not so much for us, you know what I mean? We ain't do no winning since, you know, the Christmas break started going into the new year, but that's cool though. You know what I mean? I feel like Jalen Hurts gave us enough cushion to, you know, still be able to get some things done in week 18. So going down the stretch, you know, was it a little nerve-wracking for you?
To be honest, going into the Vikings game, I thought that we were going to clinch then. The Vikings don't really scare me, to be honest, as an opponent. I don't know if you saw the recent article that came out saying they're like one of the worst, like 12-4 teams in like history of the NFL. So going into that game, I definitely thought that we were going to clinch. But after we didn't, and then we had the Colts, I was like, if we don't beat the Colts, we don't even deserve to be in the playoffs. So it wasn't really nerve-wracking. It was more so just like, all right, do what you got to do. Is business time, you know?
No, yeah, I feel you 100%. You know what I mean? It's interesting you talk about the Vikings because aren't you guys like lined up to play them guys if you do lose?
Yes, we are. And I'm excited. Like, so we are lined up to play them. They'll be the first team that we play. And to be honest, because it was such a close game last time, and plus we're going to be fully healthy coming into the playoffs. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. And I'm excited to see what happens because I'm pretty confident in us.
I think y'all going to beat the Vikings. You know who you guys see after that. Y'all got to come on back down to the link if y'all beat the Vikings.
You know what I mean? It depends because if y'all fall out that number 1 seed, y'all in the wild card, I don't know.
That ain't happening. I don't think that's happening because, you know, which brings me to my next point. I think Dayball is just not going to play the starters, which is smart, I think. I think that's smart for real. We got to play our starters because this is a must-win situation for us. We got the division riding on this game, and we also got that bye in the number 1 seed. You know, how do you feel like about starting the starters or resting the guys for the playoffs? Like, what would you prefer?
Yeah, that's kind of been the question for a lot of teams heading into this week. I think for us in particular, because this is a meaningless game, well, it's hard to say meaningless because the pettiness in me, I'm thinking about the season before when the Eagles screwed us over and all we needed to do was win one game and the Eagles got in our way, or all we needed was one more pick and the Eagles went up and stole Devonta Smith. So to be honest, if we spoiled the season, the Eagles season by beating them, I'm not mad at it. So if we're going along that line of, you know, kind of a revenge kind of thing, I think that we should start our starters and give it all that we got. And plus it'll be good momentum going into the playoffs. However,
I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm surprised. I would be surprised if that's not the route Dayball takes. Dayball strikes me as that kind of guy. And it's not really about get back. It's like you could really ruin our season. You know what I mean? If we fall to the 5th seed, then all of this hot talk about us, it would just not even exist. We would be really mediocre in my eyes if we fell to the 5th seed. I think about it in terms of, you know, protecting Daniel Jones, though. Like the last 5 games, we've sacked quarterbacks 6 times or more, I think, in the last 5 games. Like we're on a historical pace of getting to the quarterback. And, you know, I think Daniel Jones should possibly go into this. So I'm on the fence with this because I feel like positive momentum will help Daniel Jones beat the Vikings. If he go out there and get beat up and they get blown out again against the Eagles, I just think that's a bad taste in his mouth to have to come out there next week against the number 2 seed. So it could go either way, but I just feel like everything is on the line for the Philadelphia Eagles. We cannot lose. I don't care if it's Daniel Jones. I don't care if it's Tyrod Taylor. We cannot lose this game.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I think of it the same way as far as protecting Daniel Jones and Saquon. Like God forbid something happened where either of them got injured or got hurt in this last game, everyone would be looking at Dayball like, why did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like maybe for like the first quarter they might have the starters out there. And then after that, it'll be Tyrod time, because at the end of the day, we really didn't get to see much of what he can do this season. And this would be a good opportunity for that. So I think that it would be smarter to sit Daniel Jones and see what Tyrod could do. And then also, like, we have other players that we can, other running backs that we can use besides Saquon and kind of give him rest too. So either way, Dayball decides to go with it. I'm happy with it, but I just really, knock on wood, just hope that nothing happens.
Who would you rather win the division? Obviously, you guys can't win it. So if we lose, the Cowboys win a division. If we win, we win a division. Who would you rather have it? I hate to put you in that position.
I've been having some sleepless nights over that question because I'm really sitting here trying to figure out which one of the two do I hate less. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to throw in some personal logic that I have going into this weekend's game, right? I'm not going to get into too much detail, but we will be traveling for work. And depending on if the Cowboys, the Eagles have that number 1 seed, depends on where we go for work. So selfishly, I kind of do need the Eagles to have the number 1 seed because of where I want to go for work. But I'm not going to get into too much detail. But the Giants, if we beat the Eagles, it'll screw up my entire personal plans. But other than that, if we're going back to football, to be honest, I'd rather see the Eagles win. Yeah.
Me too. So really, right? So you had a prediction, what I mean? It's very interesting. I looked at it today. I actually have it here. I'm gonna play it real quick for you guys to see what Top predicted the Giants would go. Let me find it.
Hold on, cause did y'all see the schedule? Cause I got us going 9-8. But let me show you. All right, so Titans, we're gonna take the first L, guys. Sorry. And then that home opener though, W. Dallas, you might take the L. But the Bears, W. Green Bay, L. Ravens, L. Jaguars, W. Come on now, they don't even got a real team. Seahawks, W. No Russell Wilson, I like that. Texans, W. Lions, W. We got a 3-game win streak going into Dallas. I feel the momentum. So I'm going to say W and double D. All right, bet. We got Commanders. It's not even a real team. W. Then we got the Eagles, L. Commanders, we might split the series. Let's give us an L. And then we got the Vikings, L. Colts, W. Eagles, L again.
Tell me how I did.
To be clear, the teams that you pick win and loss for really it don't matter to me. Like, you predicted the Giants to be semi good this year, and you were right. You know what I mean? A lot of people picked you guys to win like 5 games. You had a lot of wins up there. That's all that really matter. And make sure y'all follow her on TikTok, Instagram, all of that stuff. Yeah, make sure y'all follow her for sure, man. She got some real good Giants stuff up there as well. So, I mean, you was close. You the closest I've seen. And I do these round tables with a lot of Giants experts, YouTube guys. And it's just crazy that you just picked them to be that good. I thought y'all was going to win 3 games. I ain't going to lie.
That's funny. That's really funny of you. But, so to be honest, when I saw the schedule come out, I said, okay, there's a lot of winnable games here. And as long as we win more than 4 games, I'm cool. That was just heading in like my expectations. But when I started breaking down all the matchups, I was like, wait a minute, we got a pretty cakewalk schedule. So when I said that we were gonna go 9-8, I literally kept going back and I was like, nah, I can't say that. That's too. I was like, that's too much. I was like, I'm just giving us way too. There's no one that's gonna believe me if I say this. But I kept going through. I was like, nah, like we really could get to 9 wins this season. So it's really funny because I have a coworker who's a Giants fan, and he was like, so I told him, I was like, oh, I had us going 9-8 for the season. He was like, you're the only Giants fan that I know that had us like having 9 wins. I was like, yeah, I don't know, but the games might have been not exactly what they were. But if we didn't have that tie versus Washington, my prediction would be pretty much spot on. So
Yeah,
that one tie that's really kind of screwing things up.
it's crazy, and that's kind of how I discovered you. I saw the TikTok, and you guys were like at, I want to say like you guys were like at 5-1 or so. It was something crazy. I'm like, yo, she might be right. Like, I'm like, who is she? She got some inside information, and I'm like, yo, she's like pretty much spot on all year. You know what I mean? It's just a testament to, I think you guys getting a new head coach, man, because he really was the deciding factor in turning it around, in New York for New York Giants football. Daniel Jones has been a lot of talk of this, this extension and him being, the guy for a few more years. Like, how do you feel about that? How do the Giants feel about that?
I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it. I mean, this year has been such a refreshing year as a Giants fan. I mean, I've been a Giants fan since Eli days, since the Super Bowl in 2008. Like, so to go from 6 years of not reaching the playoffs, 6 years of having shitty head coaches and just a terrible quarterback situation, 6 years of literally being last in the league, being the laughing stock of the league. It feels good to know that the culture has changed. And I feel like I can say that confidently. And also, like when I think there was a picture of the Giants players on boats again last year, and I made a talk about that. And I was like, this better reverse the curse. I was like, this better reverse the curse because y'all are on boats again. That's a sensitive topic. So it better reverse the curse. And right now it's looking like the curse, it looks like the curse might be lifted from us. So
what's your expectations for the postseason? Now everybody wants to win. Are you confidently saying like, I want to win the Super Bowl, or are you just looking for you guys to like take that next step, maybe next year or the year after? Are you looking for frequent playoff visits, or are you looking to like go all the way right now? Do you even think it's possible?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that the Giants have made it. The last Super Bowl that we made it to was the year that we went like 9-7 or something, something really similar to our record now. So to underestimate us, I can't do that because I've seen us do it before. Like resiliency is a really big part of our culture, and I think that this team demonstrates that same culture that we've been missing all along. So my expectations right now is just beat the Vikings. Like if we can beat the Vikings, from there, it just depends on who we'll be matching up against. Because if we have to see the 49ers,
that's not a good matchup for anybody, for real.
So that's the 49ers are pretty scary. I think anybody, even you guys, should be afraid to go against them. So it really just depends week by week for me.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Ty. I ain't scared of nobody in these playoffs. I ain't scared. He back. He back. He back.
You need to be scared of the 49ers.
Why? I'm gonna tell you why I'm not scared of them personally. I'm not scared of them because of the way we get to the quarterback. You know what I mean? We lead the league in sacks. We're like 4 away from the 85 Bears record. And I think that Purdy hasn't seen that type of pressure. And it's just Purdy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about the defense, but if you can get to Purdy and force a lot of 3 and outs, that defense is going to start to wear it down. And the way that we run the ball, you know what I mean? I want us to be the ones to knock the 49ers off. I don't want no easy road. I just want the number 1 seed, get that week of rest. We got a lot of guys coming back. Gardner Johnson should be playing this Sunday. Obviously, Jalen Hurts. Who else is coming back? Robert Quinn is coming back. Say that again.
But isn't Lane Johnson out for how long?
Right. That would rear its ugly head against a team like the 49ers. I think almost anybody else will be able to, compensate for not having Lane. No, well, Lane is going to play. He's not going to be 100%.
Got you.
Right, and I feel like
this weekend's matchup or heading into
no, I wouldn't play him against the Giants. I think you could beat the Giants without Lane. I think he's going to come back in the playoffs. He's denying surgery, for this playoff run, which is noble of Lane, but a not 100% Lane Johnson would definitely rear his head against a team like the 49ers, who got all those exotic blitz packages and the way they use Fred Warner. So, I got to kind of agree with you. That is a matchup. Well, I forgot about the Lane Johnson thing. Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a fan of the Bosa brothers, but you got to respect their game.
You do.
Respect it, So I think that the 49ers defense would definitely give you guys some trouble, especially getting to Jalen Hurts. So,
It's gonna be tough. I ain't sleeping on them. So I have this knack of when I judge, teams, I look at the quarterback. I always look at the quarterback. I feel like if you could rattle Purdy, that's why I feel like the Buccaneers were never out of it, because of their quarterback situation. It's funny that
wait, time out. You feel like the Buccaneers are out of it because
I feel like they were never really out of it because of Tom Brady.
Oh, I thought you said they feel like they were out of it. I'm like, but
no.
Their quarterback is right.
No, exactly. I feel like they were never really out of it because at any given time, Tom Brady is going to do what he did last week. You know what I mean? He had to get a win. He just started putting up those numbers. I'm not really a fan of the Bosa brothers either. You know what I mean? It's funny that you mentioned, like edge rushers or defensive linemen or whatever, is because I'm a real fan of Kayvon Thibodeau. At first I wasn't. Right. He caught a lot of flack for the snow angel thing, but I don't think he did that on purpose.
He didn't.
No, he didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, I don't think he did. I'm a huge fan of that dude. He is relentless. He got a motor, and you really got to be aware of where he is. But at the same time, I feel like we have a guy of our own, and Hassan Reddick, who has 16 sacks, and I feel like he should be up there in the regards that they speak of the Bosa brothers. I feel like Hassan Reddick is getting completely slept on. He's 7 in sacks. When you talk about Defensive Player of the Year, you automatically go to the Bosa brothers or Micah Parsons. Right. Now, Bosa, you got to respect his game, but I think you need to be going from Bosa to Hassan Reddick. You need to be talking about those two guys. But Thibodeau is on his way, man. I think in like 2 more years, you're going to be having to talk about Thibodeau a lot more, man. Just relentless. He just don't get the sack, but the pressure and the ways around the quarterback is just different.
Yes, and then also just his swag, the way he carries himself. Like,
right.
He's so New York. Like, you saw that day 1 from the draft. Like, if he was to be on any team, it's got to be a LA. It's got to be a New York team, just because he's perfect for the market. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see where he goes. Speaking of Micah Parsons, though, I do have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, I'm sure you are aware of Micah Parsons' comments about Jalen Hurts and whether it's him or whether it's the system that really is the success for the Eagles. With Jalen Hurts not being in the lineup for the past 2 games and seeing the way Gardner Minshew has played with this system, do you feel like Micah Parsons was right, or do you feel like he was wrong?
I feel like he was extremely wrong. I feel like Howie Roseman got the check already written, because the value of Jalen Hurts showed in the last 2 games. I think we're almost 1.5 yards behind in yards per carry without Jalen Hurts. QB rating is like chopped in half without Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, for some strange reason, wakes up both sides of the ball. The defense even plays better when he's out there. You can't replace, you just can't plug anybody in to the spot of somebody that's a natural born leader. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is Tom Brady, but if you take Tom Brady out that lineup, that next guy is not going to be able to command the troops like Tom Brady would. And that was the main difference that you saw with Jalen Hurts out of the lineup. Guys look like they didn't even really want to play. They look lethargic. They look a little lazy. You know what I mean? I just feel like that belief that having that guy, Jalen Hurts has been immaculate in 2-minute drill situations. You know what I mean? The guys believe in him. They was building a shrine for Jalen Hurts while Carson Wentz was still on their team when they benched Carson Wentz. So you know what I mean? Like the leadership aspect of Jalen Hurts is just, I think, is very, very undervalued by, the people on the outside looking in. You know what I mean? We know what we got in Philadelphia in terms of a leader in Jalen Hurts. Yeah. We know the difference in the game plan. And, so this is a simple answer right here. When you don't have to worry about a quarterback running, Jalen Hurts is deadly with his legs and deadly throwing the ball. When you just got a statue back there, they can now game plan to not even have to worry about a quarterback running, and they can play us different. You cannot play Jalen Hurts like that. Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew. I'm kind of upset about last week, man, because Gardner Minshew is just trash to me, man. I'm not even gonna lie. He's just not. He's just not it. You know what I mean? And in Philly, you know what I mean. We drank the Kool-Aid in Philly. We talking about Minshew mania. He sleeps on the RV outside the stadium. He cool. He got the cool hair. Man, you need to win in Philly, or you gotta hit the road. Jalen Hurts is a winner. You know what I mean? He's a winner. So
packed up and sent to the Colts.
Exactly. You know what I mean? He's a winner. Michael was hating though. You know how that go, division rivals. Come on, man. You know that, man. It ain't the system, and it's just proved it. I think that these last 2 games boosted Jalen Hurts' stock tremendously, and we're gonna see where it go from here. But if you lose to the Giants, man, I know he coming off too. If he lose this game, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it hurts him, as how the Eagles feel about him. But this is probably the biggest game of his career, if you ask me. Even if you guys don't play your starters, this is probably the biggest game of his career.
So let me ask you this too. Most improved, Daniel Jones or Jalen Hurts this season?
Come on, Todd. You already know the answer to that. Listen, Daniel Jones has improved, though. So we're not going to act like Daniel Jones didn't get any better. But if you want to talk about most improved, you got to talk about probably 3 guys, and all 3 of them are quarterbacks. You got to talk about Jalen Hurts, who I would put him as number 1 for sure, because, the MVP conversation that he put himself in, probably going to end up being second team All-Pro. You got to talk about Daniel Jones for sure. You know what I mean? Being the quarterback to help pull the New York Giants out of the rut that they were in. You got to talk about Geno Smith. So between those 3 guys, that's where you've seen the most vast improvement. And Daniel Jones is definitely in there. We can't take that away from him.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest, I'm pulling for all 3 of those quarterbacks, especially Jalen and Geno, because they're 2 black quarterbacks. So I'm definitely pulling for them. We're going to see what they decide at the end of the season.
Yeah, I already know what it's going to be. I already know Jalen Hurts is going to get extended in Philadelphia. I'm kind of worried about Daniel Jones. I know a lot of you guys want him to get extended. I think for Daniel Jones, it depends more on if he loses in the playoffs, how bad. You know what I mean? If he goes in the playoffs and stinks it up, 4 interception game or something like that, they might just franchise tag him and wait and see one more year. Right. But he's definitely earned the right to be around again. Jalen Hurts has been to the playoffs 2 straight years. I think he's pretty much safe over there. And I think Geno Smith could probably be franchise tagged, but they'll definitely get another shot at it.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing pulling for Daniel Jones is the support of Brian Daboll. Like, Daboll is pretty locked in when it comes to DJ. Like, that's his guy. Like, we've seen the way he's developed Josh Allen. I think that Daboll looks at Daniel Jones like a baby Josh Allen in a sense. And I think that with the support that he has from Daboll and support that Daboll has from around the organization, I can't really see the Giants saying, Daboll, we're going to walk away from Daniel Jones and have you start fresh with another quarterback. I can't see that happening. So I agree. I think that we're either going to dish out the contract or we're going to give him a franchise tag depending on what happens in the next couple games.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. So, Saquon, you think Saquon's ready to go? This will be Saquon's playoff debut. Are you excited for Saquon Barkley?
Oh my goodness! I hope he's excited as I am.
Right.
I've been Team Saquon since day one. This is his time to shine. I think that when it comes to big moments, you got to let your stars do what they do. You got to put it in the ball. You got to put the ball in the hands of Saquon. That's what he wants. That's what he's expected as. And we're really going to see him shine. I really feel like we're going to see him shine this postseason. So even if it is just one game, I think he'll do well.
So are you going to be at the game in Philly? If we're jumping way far ahead, so you guys got to beat the Vikings. Are you going to be at the game in Philly if you guys beat the Vikings?
Oh, you're talking about this? You're not talking about this weekend game?
No, not this week. I'm talking about the postseason. Yeah.
Postseason, absolutely. I mean, I have yet to witness a Giants postseason game in person. So, yeah, because the last time we were in the postseason, that was 2016. And I was watching that from home, and I think it was at Green Bay. So yeah, so I haven't seen us live in the in the postseason. So I would love to. That would be on my bucket list of things to do.
I'm definitely going to be there no matter who we play. If we beat the Giants, so much rides on this game for me because I was having a tug of war thing. Like I'm not going to go to this game this week, but if I don't go to this game this week and we lose, I'm not going to see him no more this season. You know what I mean? Because we're going to be in Tampa, and I ain't going all the way to Tampa. You know what I mean? I'm not going to see him no more this season. So we got to win, so I can go to my playoff game as well, and most likely it'll be against a division opponent, the Dallas Cowboys or the Giants, and it's going to be a crazy atmosphere in the link. You know what I mean? I can't wait. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how pleased are you with the coaching staff?
Well, we got Wink Martindale. What he's done with the defense has been tremendous, especially after losing Bradbury and then losing McKinney too throughout the season. I think that he's definitely stepped it up, and the chemistry that they have within the organization, it clearly shows. It's demonstrating within the players, and I'm happy. I think that our new GM, Joe Shane, I don't know if Shane's the right way to pronounce his last name, but they've done an excellent job so far. And it was time to get Gettleman out of here because it's a new era in New York.
Yeah, I'm low key happy for y'all. So when you talk about the NFC East, you really got to put it in the perspective. Like, we got two teams in the division who haven't been to an NFC championship game in over 25 years. The Dallas Cowboys and the Commanders. It's a lot of people. I was like 7. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people who were like babies the last time those two teams saw success. Then you look at you look at the Giants, you look at the Eagles. Obviously, you guys have had Super Bowls before us. I remember Eli Manning just having those crazy playoff runs and being excited for somebody in the division. You know what I mean? It was only Eli Manning. For a long time, I thought Tom Brady was invincible until he ran into Eli Manning in the postseason. And it gave me the confidence to say, well, Nick Foles can beat Tom Brady. And then we end up doing it as well. So, we've been holding down the division for a long time, the Giants and the Eagles. Those other guys really been null and void for real, for real. You know what I mean? Very, very questionable to say the least. So, you know what I mean? I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy for y'all. But, we going to smoke y'all on Sunday. And if y'all beat the Vikings, we going to smoke y'all in the playoffs. I'm happy for y'all, man. I just feel like we y'all kryptonite in more ways than one. And I just feel like it would just fall into our lap if y'all beat the Vikings. So please win and beat the Vikings and come down to Philly.
You want the Vikings to win against us. No, you want us to beat the Vikings. That way you can play us. You're kind of
yes,
a little bit scared of the Vikings. Why is that?
What? We dismantled them. We dismantled them this year. Kirk Cousins, we ain't worried about Kirk Cousins.
So why does it matter if you play us or the Vikings? What difference does it make?
We won't play the Vikings regardless because they're the 2 seed. So we'll play the lowest seed.
Right.
You know what I mean? We'll play the lowest seed. The Vikings will be long gone before it gets to that point. You know what I mean? But you guys put the Giants out of the playoffs, that would make me happy. You know what I mean? I had a bad Christmas. We lost to the Cowboys. Then we lose New Year's Day to the Saints.
I mean, honestly, the Cowboys game is kind of like, you can kind of be easy off that L. But the L to the Saints is just the one that's the hard one to swallow because there's no reason for that.
There's no reason for that. I feel like the organization, they knew that Jalen Hurts was healthy enough, but it didn't make sense to risk him against the Saints because Gardner Minshew should beat the Saints. I think that's the way they played that right there. But obviously it blew up in their face, and now you got to have your franchise quarterback, you know what I mean, go out there and play a meaningless game in Week 18 against the Giants, who basically not even going to suit up for action. You know what I mean? They're trying to avoid the injury bug. But, we'll see, man. We'll see. I feel real good about this weekend. I feel like it's a huge plus for us that you guys aren't trying to play your starters. So, I feel like this game should be over by halftime. But I feel like if you guys come out with your starters and you guys are having success and you can see the finish line of knocking us down to the 5th seed, they're going to stay in.
Yeah.
We got to shut. Yeah, we got to shut you guys down immediately.
Like I said, it's going to be about the petty level. It's going to be the petty level. The interesting thing is too, is it possible that the Cowboys could lose to the Commanders? I don't know. I
They
don't know.
they so pathetic over there though, Todd. They've been making songs left hand up all off season. They not beating the Cowboys, man. I would never put no faith in the Commanders.
To be honest,
The reason
the Commanders it's really crazy to think that the Commanders, like, we all had a chance of all making the playoffs, and the Commanders literally just shit the bed. And it's not
right.
one team, like the one little brother that did not make it on the JV or the varsity team. Like, geez, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so this is a historical season by just win margins and win-loss differential by the division anyway. And to be the best team in a year where your division is historical, that means a lot to us. You know what I mean? So we got to win on Sunday. We got a lot of things we still got to play for, even though it's the last game of the season. 4 sacks away. Last time we saw Daniel Jones, we sacked him 6 times. You know what I mean? You guys couldn't block us off the edge. We should break the 85 Bears record against you guys, no matter who we put in there. I mean, the number 1 seed division, a lot is on the line for us.
Yeah,
and you guys just in the way. Y'all in the way right now. And you know what I mean? We got to handle business. And y'all just laughing. Y'all all happy. I'm getting trolled on Twitter. Y'all made the playoffs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Look at you all smiling. It is what it is, though. I'm happy for y'all. I think y'all going to do some good things.
It's crazy, too, because now I got a lot of Cowboys fans in my mentions and my comments on Twitter, like, hey, we really need your help this weekend. And I'm like, oh, look who's at my doorstep now. Look at this. Cowboys fans needing some help over here. Yeah, it'll be really interesting. It's nice to not really have a care in this. It really is.
Right. But I just feel like the Cowboys, they're just so annoying. You know what I mean? That you just rather just give it to the Eagles because we're going to be annoying. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to buy a division championship shirt, all type of stuff. I'm going to be extremely annoying as well, but I just can't have the Cowboys. I can't do it. If we lose and the Cowboys win a division, that'll probably ruin the entire season for me. If we
Will
keep
it really?
Yeah, it'll ruin it for me because I mean, we've just introduced ourselves to each other over the last couple of weeks. I've been talking trash. You have no idea. I have been talking trash since the summertime. Then A.J. Brown put on one of the Hurts season hats. I just start talking more trash. Then we start winning. I start talking more trash. I'll be at the stadium talking trash. I've just been talking relentless trash.
But that's what y'all do.
Especially the Dallas.
As a whole. Like, from the time someone is 4 years old and he's an Eagles fan to the time he's 90, talking trash the entire
We was talking trash. We were talking trash when the ring pop meme was up, when we didn't have a Super Bowl championship ring and everybody was posting their rings and they put the little ring pop. We were still talking trash. But, Sunday is coming. You know what I mean? I'm predicting us to win. I don't think you guys are taking it serious. It doesn't matter to you guys. You know what I mean? It's just real good to talk to another division opponent who has also made the playoffs. So, I'm going to read a couple of these comments to get you out of here. My guy Philly Mike, he said Giants, Cowboys, and Bucks will play us in the second round. That's a fact. Shout out to my guy Mike for the super chat. My guy Cool Eagle, thank you for the super chat. He says, we as Eagles fans invite the Giants to play their starters. We need an appetizer before the bye. They know they can't beat us. I know the Giants know they can't beat us.
An appetizer.
We do need an appetizer. We definitely need an appetizer. But you know what I mean? And shout out to everybody, man. We got 447 people watching, man. Shout out to y'all. My guy Chris Calloway, I saw you in the comments. I'm trying to talk Tot into starting our own podcast or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hopefully.
We said that. You're like, wait,
yeah.
We should get on YouTube or something. So I don't know, man. I'm not opposed to it. So we'll see.
Yeah, you definitely should do it. You plugged in, you on ESPN, it wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? I would do it. You know what I mean? But
how do I get some of this merch? You got the Hurts season. I think I might need to rock a Hurts season. That's the only Eagles thing I will rock is anything Jalen Hurts related.
Listen, Tot, I'm telling you, if you put it on and you jinx us, Tot, I'm not going to talk to you no more. So listen, just DM me.
After the season's over.
No, I got you. Just DM me your shipping address and I get something sent out to you.
Okay.
All right. You know what I mean? Listen, man, I want to say thank y'all. I want to say thank you to Tot for jumping on real quick. Playoffs starting. We're going to see what them Giants about this Sunday. We're going to see what they got going on. You know what I mean? We definitely going to tap in for sure if they beat the Vikings after we beat them and we see each other, for a round 3, which is pretty exciting. So I want all y'all to be safe. Enjoy y'all Friday. Y'all know the vibes. We out.